Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be doing the Create This Book 2 by Moriah Elizabeth and me, and I'm very excited about this. I've been waiting for this a long time. There's 100 prompts that we can go through together, so we'll see if we make it that far. It's one of my goals to finish this, so let's see what I can create. I started off by just flipping through the book and getting to know a little bit about it, read the tips and tricks page to see what would work on the front cover, and after trying to decide for a little bit what I was going to use, I decided to use a Posca pen to create the front cover because it did say acrylic paint would work on the front and Posca pens are acrylic, so I figured I'd give these a go before I tried anything else. So I started off with this light blue Posca pen and I kind of went in with zero ideas. I wanted my creativity to take over. I want this book to be an opportunity for me to not take things too seriously and just for me to be able to have some fun and create some new things that I might not normally try to do. As I was coloring in the whole front cover blue, I decided then that I needed to leave spaces open because I wanted there to be elements of the front that you could still see, such as Moriah Elizabeth's name and the little doodle parts. So I decided to make this scene a little sky full of clouds and stars. So that's when the inspiration kind of struck. I just went with it, winged it at first, one of those things, and then once I got inspiration I decided to run with that idea. To be completely honest, I also had no idea if the Posca pens were going to work. I tested it and as you could see there, it was still wet, so I was still unsure if these would dry eventually, but news, they did, so it all worked out okay. I also decided to add a dark blue around the clouds and certain blank spots. That way there would be more contrast and a little bit more art than just the blank spots that I had left behind. After I added in all of the areas of dark blue, I then decided to move on to adding a lot of stars and more clouds in the background, and then it was done. The cover was done. It's pretty simple, but that's how I wanted to leave it, and I was also kind of scared to mess with it anymore. I liked it, and sometimes simple is better than ruining something that you like. So I decided to leave the cover as is. I left it to dry for several hours because I really didn't want to risk smudging anything, but the Posca pens did end up drying. So if you're wondering what you can use on your front cover of it, Posca pens did work. I ended the cover by writing "The sky is the limit" on the bottom, and then it was completed. The cover was all done. Then it was time to look inside of the book and do something in it, which I'm trying not to put pressure on myself, but I want it to be really awesome, so hopefully we can make this book awesome. I decided to skip filling that empty space for now since I didn't have a lot of materials with me at this moment in time, but I did really like Moriah Elizabeth's note, "Don't limit yourself." That made me feel a lot better about this and made me really excited to start this. So then I went to the first pages and did my goals for this book. And my goals for this book are to be more creative and have fun with it. And also, I wanted to get better at my art, but I also want to try new things in this book, things that I wouldn't normally try. This gives me a free space and lays off some pressure. And finally, I want to complete this book. It would be really awesome for me to complete all 100 prompts. I don't have a time frame in which I want to do that, but my beginning date is April 4th, and now it's time to get started with decorating this page with things that remind me of new beginnings. The flower in the top corner really inspired me, so I grabbed a scrapbook paper punch and some neon index cards, and I decided to run with the idea of neon flowers because flowers definitely remind me of new beginnings, especially since it's spring right now while I'm starting this. So I decided that this would be the best option for me, and it's something different, something I've never tried. I don't usually work with paper or things like that. I would usually just draw everything, but the cover in this book really inspired me to try new things and just start off doing something different. So I added all of these little neon flowers of various shapes and sizes, and after I was done adding the first set, so 4 in each spot, I realized that it didn't really mix things that well. All of these flowers had the same colors in each area, and I was like, that's kind of boring. So I decided to create more flowers, and in the process I thought I broke this punch, which worried me, but it wasn't broken, so it was all okay. And I was looking for the pink flowers, but they actually were just really attached to the back of the yellow ones, so it all worked out okay. And then I continued putting more paper flowers in the book. I wanted it to be filled with flowers. I put one over the little flower in the top, and I didn't really like that, but it was stuck, so we went with it. And then I just kept on going until I ran out of flowers and the page was full of neon flowers. The page was pretty full at this point with an explosion of floral color, but I decided it needed more florals and color, so I got this washi tape and kind of put it around in miscellaneous places that I felt like needed more. So I put it underneath the little lines on the page, and then I also just kind of put it in random areas just to fill in some more of the blank space. And I wasn't really sure how I felt about this, but I kept going and was trying to trust the process. I cut off this hanging flower, and I only cut off a little bit of the paper, so I think I did okay on that. Oops, but that's okay. Then I decided to add some stickers to the page to add a little bit more touch. Embrace uncertainty is a quote that makes me think of fresh starts, and butterflies also make me think of new beginnings because of their life cycle. So that's what I decided to do, and I also had to cut the top of the butterfly's wing off after I stuck it to the page. And for some odd reason, I decided to put the tip of the wing that I cut off randomly onto the bottom of the page. So there's a random tip of a butterfly wing on the bottom of the page, and I'm not really sure why I did this, but it's there forever now, so we're just gonna have to learn to love it. I still wanted to put the quote, "Don't limit yourself," on this page because that really inspired me from the beginning of the book. So I decided to cut out a little bit more neon paper, and I chose the pink because I liked it. And then I used washi tape to tape that down to the page and wrote out the phrase, "Don't limit yourself," to inspire me and remind myself that I can do a lot of awesome creative things if I allow myself the chance to do them. And that's my completed first page of the Create This Journal 2 by Moriah Elizabeth. I had a lot of fun doing this, and I can already tell it's going to push me in a lot of creative ways and in a lot of mental ways. I'm really excited to see how this keeps going, and I hope you guys want to follow along on the journey. If you do, be sure to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see what we create in this book together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.